I'm going to start on the book of Zechariah, the 5th chapter. Let's start at verse 1. And it says, Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying scroll. He said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, on as this side, according to it. And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side, according to it. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter to the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Arachakwadash. Peace and blessings to the whole family elect that listen and learn, the Akim Wa'ak, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and to the elder bishops. Much respect to the mighty Gabarim on the highways and hedges, bidding Yasha'Allah to the marriage, and to the Gabarim making videos of edification to wake up the lost sheep. Salutations to the whole family elect scattered abroad that be unto the speckled bird. So I got another video here by Dabu 7. And it goes into, as you see in the title, it says, Tic Tac UFO, U.S. nuclear submarine, I guess spotted what they call UFOs, but we understand that they're the chariots of the Lord. All right. So, there's been many chariot sightings. Okay. The Lord is near. He's visiting the earth, which he made. Okay. So I'm going to get into this video and ask scriptures. Lord, and this is edifying.
This is Dabu 7, keeping track of these statements that are admitting that there are highly advanced vehicles zipping around this planet. We have another one here where a scientist says that he was carrying out classified work on the USS Hampton nuclear submarine when they were buzzed by an unidentified object traveling underwater faster than the speed of sound. Now, here in the past couple years, the government has been dropping breadcrumbs, and they've been dropping video clips and statements showing that these objects are out there, showing the radar clips, showing their camera clips that they have them on film, zipping around supersonic speeds, going into the ocean and coming out of the ocean. So these objects, now known to be traveling at high speeds underwater, have been witnessed not only by guys up in aircraft, but way below the surface of the water in the submarines, where they're going at extreme speeds. Now, you have to be going super fast to break the speed of sound underwater. It's a completely different ratio than it is if you're in the open air. Sound moves at 331 meters per second in the air. It moves at 1,480 meters per second in the water. That's 3,355 miles per hour. Absolutely insane types of speed. But yet something is zipping around here. I've told you this whole time. And if you're missing the live shows, you're missing it all. It's the fallen that are here, that have been here. They are the ones that gave our fellow humans that sold us out all this high technology. Yeah, there's some good guys zipping around out there too in the midst of all of it, and they're trying to bucket them. And we've shown this as well. There's someone else here, and they've been here. In your good book, never kept it a secret. They've been here the whole time. Not, I wonder if they're coming in from the Pleiades or deep space. No, they've been here the whole time. They came up into the women of this planet, and they bore giants called Nephilim. Yeah, it's all written about. And what did you think they ever went to? Because no one ever destroyed them. They were still here after the flood. Join me on the live streams Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, where I break stuff like this down in greater detail, censorship free. You'll find links below. Hit that subscribe button for more. It's been Dabu 7. Much love.
All right, so as you just heard, man, he's speaking about what? The chariots of the Lord. Okay, now at the end, he kind of went off, all right, because he said that what? That so-called angels, okay, the fallen, they call them the fallen angels in Christianity, all right, came down and made it with the women, which is basically that's going off, man. Okay, I want to get something real quick. Let's see if I could get it real quick. I want to see if I could I think it's in First Corinthians. Give me 1 second. This is First Corinthians 15 and verse 40. I said at verse 39. Okay, it says, all flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. Now check this out. It says there are celestial bodies, right? Now the angels, right? That Christians think, okay, they think what the angels are so-called Edomites with wings, okay? They think that those spiritual bodies came down and made it with the women of the earth, which goes into what Greek mythology, okay? You know how Zeus came into other women and he birthed Odysseus and Hercules, right? This First Corinthians 15, it says, there are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. Okay, so no, there are no Nephilims. All right, there weren't angels that flew down from heaven and made it with the women. Okay, but that's for a different story, for a different lesson, I should say. But let's go into the chariot sightings. Okay, so yeah, man, the chariot sightings all over the place, man. What does it say in the book of Amos? Let's get that. Amos 9 in verse 8, I believe. Yep, it says what? Behold, the eyes of the Lord, right? And who are the eyes of the Lord? The angels, okay? Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh, are upon the sinful kingdom. The sinful kingdom is what? Babylon, not so great. The mystery daughter of Babylon, okay? Revised Rome, aka America. And it says, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. And how will he do that? Well, via thermonuclear missiles and also what? Chariot laser beams, okay? It says, I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, save the Lord, right? So the elect is going to remain, right? That also goes into Malachi, I think it's what is it? Let me get it. Micah 3 and 7? Was it Malachi 3 and 7? Let me see. Malachi 3 and 6, I believe. Really beautiful right here. Malachi 3 and 6 says, for I am the Lord, Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. All right, so let's go into a remnant. Okay, and we understand that what? Even the elect are going to have to go into Jacob's troubles to be refined as gold is refined. Okay, but the whole world is going to see the glory of the Lord, man. See, the whole world is witnessing what they call UFOs, unidentified objects, right? Shooting back and forth at the speed of sound, the speed of light. Okay, they can't comprehend the power of the Lord. Okay, and hey, the whole world is going to see Yahweh Shai in his great glory. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's go to the book of Revelation. Let's get that real quick. Let's go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 1 and 7, right? Let's go to chapter 1, verse 7. Beautiful. It says what? Behold, he cometh with clouds, right? And those clouds are what? The chariots, man. And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. The Romans, right? The modern day Italians. Basically, Esau, Edom, okay? It says, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen. So when they see that father shit, man, All right, just think of it. Independence Day, how that huge ship came through the clouds, man, and everybody was amazed and astonished. People were crashing into cars. People didn't even care if they crashed because the sight of that huge ship had them shook. Okay, and that's how it's going to be, man. When Yahushua comes and visits the earth which he made. Okay, so at the end of the day, they're going to see our power, man, and they're also going to see what that they're who they call Jesus Christ, who they painted up to be an Edomite, right, in the image of Cesare Borgia, which is the son of Ladigo Borgia, all right, who was the Pope of Rome in the time of the Renaissance. They're going to see him as a so-called black man, okay? And also, I believe I think it was President Ronald Reagan that said, what if there's an outside force that's going to threaten our country, right? And we all band together. Well, guess what? That goes into I believe Second Esdras, the 13th chapter. Let me get that. Okay. Second Esdras 13. And I'll start at 1. It's going to be a little lengthy, but it's to feed the sheep. Okay. Second Esdras 13 and 1, it says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. So Ezra is receiving visions. Okay. And it says visions of prophecies, I should say. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That's Yahushua. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. That's why scriptures say what? That every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess, man. Okay? That's how it's going to be. And whosoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, right? That brings me to what it says in Jeremiah 23. Let me get that real quick and I go back. Let's go to Jeremiah, the 23rd chapter and verse 29, I believe. Beautiful. And it says what? Is not my word like a fire? See that? Saith the Lord Yahweh, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock into pieces. And that rock is going to be broken into pieces is what? Babylon not so great. All right, that great mountain, which is a kingdom. Okay, and the mountain's made out of rock, right? Okay, so let's go back to Second Esdras 13, and let's go back to verse 4, and it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the fire, as like the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So this goes into what? Joel, the 3rd chapter, when all the nations are gathered to do battle, right? And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will sit and judge them. But now when the Lord gives Yahushai and the angels the okay to enter to the earth, guess what? They're going to try to fight against them and they're going to fail miserably. Okay. So it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. That's talking about what? That fathership, man. That fathership is going to be as big as a mountain. Okay. And it says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, but I couldn't. You see that? So that's how vast and large it was, man. Okay. Let's keep going. And it says, and after that, this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight. And why is that? Because man's going to the Lord. Okay. Remember what it said in the scriptures? Thy terribleness has deceived thee, or that dwelt in the clefts of the rocks. I believe that's in the book of Jeremiah. So by their pride and by their terribleness, they're deceived, and they're going to what? Think that they could come against the Lord. Okay. Where was I? Yep, I'll read again. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the voice of the multitude that came, He neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived. So I want you to think about this, Israel. I want you to imagine a multitude upon a multitude upon a multitude upon a multitude of soldiers of war, tanks, aircrafts from every nation. Okay, because again, we got to remember Revelations 11 to 14, the third woe. Okay, and going back to Joel, the third chapter, when Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will have all the kings of the earth and their armies to do battle. Okay, in the valley of judgment. So I want you to think of that. Okay, now when Yahushai cracked them skies, right? When he blocks out the sun, that's how vast it is, followed by a multitude of other chariots, man. Okay? Think about this. Think about that whole innumerable number that's on the ground shooting up cannons, right? Mortars, whatever. Okay? Just being wiped out immediately by the snap of a finger. Okay? That's the dominancy of our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. As it says in the book of Exodus, man, the Lord is a man of war. Okay? 2nd Ezra 13 and 11, I read it in its entirety. And it says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid, man. That's a frightening sight, man. Seeing a multitude of mighty men, war bred, okay, trained in multiple forms of combat, trained how to handle multiple forms of weaponry, man. Okay, stealth bombers, okay, so on and so forth. And Yahushai wiped them out clean, snap of a finger, man. Okay, this is our power. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is our true power, man. Okay. Hey, at the end of the day, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will avenge his elect. He will avenge them speedily. So keep your hope in the Lord, man. All right, these chariot sightings, this is all faith boosters. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is showing us his hopeful elect that he got us, man. Okay, and that salvation is near. As a matter of fact, let's end off in Romans 13:11, man. Okay, let's get that. Let me get Romans 13:11 real quick. 13 verse 11. And it says, and that knowing the time, what time? That now it is high time to wake out of sleep. So it's time to wake up and turn back into the Lord, man. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. And what did the scripture say? That the time will be shortened for the elect's sake. Okay? Keep praying. Keep doing the work of the Lord, standing up for righteousness. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will come and save us and deliver us, Lord willing. We are amongst the elect. All right? All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bahashim Ruach HaKodesh. Shalom. And have a blessed Shabbat Shalom.